I would like to present another game, at least from this book, because it's a great collection of games. It let us know a little more about the Ukrainian chess players, and so I believe it's kind of interesting. Then, of course, everyone can deepen their knowledge of Ukrainian chess player thanks to ChessBase or collection in online. The most famous, I think, at this point is Ivanchuk. So surely there is also, I think I have a book about Ivanchuk. I don't know where, but I must have it. I have always a book about a chess player. So I will put the position of the pieces in place, and I will present Savon, a Ukrainian chess player from the 70s, 60s. Here you can see a picture of Vladimir Savon. I remember well, he was born 1940 and died in 2005. And this game is game number 2 against Polugayevsky. So this was played in Leningrad Championship USSR in 1971. Savon was white, Polugayevsky was black. E4, C5. Polugayevsky was a great expert of the Sicilian. Knight d3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6. So this is the Najdorf, okay? And here there is already a diagram, and it says bishop e2. This move has been successfully employed by grandmasters Efim Geller and Vasyl Ivanchuk. I prefer 6 bishop g5, and this is a note by Savon because the game is annotated by Vladimir Savon and Alexander Moisenko in bold, but this is just Savon. I prefer bishop g5, but I was afraid of e6, f4, b5, a line developed by Polugayevsky. So we are in 1971. Obviously he was afraid of Polugayevsky opening preparation, right? And he didn't have an engine to help him with his own preparation. So to avoid all of that, he played bishop e2. E6, f4, bishop e7, castle, castle, bishop e3, queen c7, and a4. Black has played the opening very smoothly, without yet showing his development plan. With the text move, white tries to bring clarity in the positioning of black's forces. Knight c6, knight b3, b6. Okay, and here this is a kind of hedgehog position, right? Unfortunately, I didn't study the hedgehog, but I think it's kind of interesting, right? Because this position can be achieved also for white, because it's more of a pawn structure. So b6 was aimed at the unpleasant a5, okay? So bishop d3, and it seems that in 1995 the Firmian against Kasparov played bishop f3, and they ended up in a draw, maybe around move 22. So bishop d3, bishop b7, queen f3, and knight b4. In this variation, the white queen often moves to h3. So it is necessary to take the bishop on d3 under fire. Knight d4, preventing the dangerous undermining of a center by e6, e5 or d6, d5. Okay, it seems black now played an interesting move because the authors put a diagram in this position, so you should try to think and guess what black played. Black played g6, the great master of the Sicilian defense at work. Black prepares e6, e5, chasing away white's most dangerous piece from the center, which should be fourth step toward taking the initiative. Rook a d1, e5, knight d, e2. So it seems that it was worth to play f takes e5. I don't know if these lines have been checked with an engine, obviously, because Savon analysis might be of that time also, I don't know. So let's see, knight d2, d5, okay, f takes e5, d takes e4. When in the Sicilian defense black has the liberating d6, d5 advance, he usually has no difficulties, and this position is no exception. But black's last move is inaccurate. Correct was queen takes e5. When white gets approximate equality, and here it gives a following line, okay, but I will show you because then we will return back to the position of the diagram. It says queen g3, queen takes g3, knight takes g3, knight takes d3, c takes d3, d takes e4, d takes e4, and this is given as approximate equality, okay? So I don't know, black has two bishops that the engines really love, but of course white has a more active position at the moment with these rooks on semi-open, open file, with this attacking this, I don't know. It's definitely interesting as a position. And now I will return back. Okay, I went a little back compared to the position where we should be, because I wanted to admire this move, g6. But really, I don't know. I don't know why he gave an exclamation point. Okay? So probably, okay, I got it. So he played this because when he plays this, he doesn't want this to go here. Okay, so it makes sense now. Sometimes, you know, when we watch a game fast, we don't understand why some moves are made. Okay, d1, e5, knight d, e2, and now d5, f takes e5, and d takes e4. In reality, he said the best one was to take on e5 with the queen. Knight takes e4, queen takes e5. And here there is another diagram. Okay? So, what does this mean? That you need to pause this video and find the move for white. Okay? I will pause it too because I'm curious on how it was, this move was such a great move, because I don't know, I don't see it really. Okay, queen takes f6, this is amazing. In fact, it's a beautiful move, yeah. The start of some very interesting tactics where whites and black pieces come under attack simultaneously. Here there is a comment from Alexander Moisenko, an absolutely fantastic attack. fundamentally changing the situation on the board and the psychological situation in the game. It would seem that black has handled the opening better, with plan breakthrough in the center. But suddenly, this unexpected blow turns everything upside down. Okay, so now obviously we need to understand what happened here, right? So why black doesn't play this? Because this is all the reason in this position. So knight takes f6, and now let's see, king g7, bishop d4, and black has nothing better to resort to the move in the game. Knight takes d3, knight d7, okay, so obviously at this point he must take, I think, take, and probably play this, right? Tak. So tak. And now there is a problem, because if black takes here, obviously the next move is this one. Okay, beautiful. It seems that practically Savon calculated at least like 4 moves ahead. 4 moves ahead. Wow, he had a good visualization of 4 moves ahead at least. Very interesting. I will pause the video, go back a little, because instead of king g7 there is the possibility of king h8. And let's see if it's different, okay? Okay, I think this is the position. White just played queen takes f6, and now we see what happened if he played king h8. Bishop d4, queen e6, you cannot do it. Oh, wait a minute, there is something that doesn't work here. Sorry, yeah, we made a mistake. So it was bishop take f6, knight take f6, and now king h8, okay, instead of king g7. Bishop d4, and queen e6, knight f4, queen d6, c3, knight takes d3, rook takes d3. With strong threats, the computer score of +4, black cannot accept the queen sacrifice. So it's interesting. So practically we know that today, thanks to the computer, but in the time they didn't know, right? So they obviously needed to be able to visualize and calculate without an engine. Let's go back. Sorry for the previous mistake. Let's go back to see what happened here. Okay, there was a knight here, this here, tak. The queen just took, this was here, I think this was here, and let's see, this here, and one knight was here, I think. So this was the position, okay? So after queen takes f6, black plays knight takes d3. And here, obviously, there is a thing that says Pulgaevsky is alert. Bishop d4, the only move that maintains the tension, otherwise the initiative could pass to black. And here there is a comment to Alexander Moisenko, an important decision keeping the initiative alive. The computer gave its favor score of 0.00 and regards the moves queen takes e5, rook takes d3 and bishop d4 as almost equal. In reality, the move bishop d4 poses difficult problems to black. So, okay, and here there are some analysis of other possible moves. So that's why the work with the computer has been done. So, bishop takes f6, knight takes f6, and king g7, and knight d7. I think we saw this line before. The best move maintaining the tension. The computer prefers bishop takes e5, and obviously it gives a big line. Queen takes d4, check. Knight takes d4, knight takes d2, rook b1, rook f, d8. And here another from Moisenko, another comment. It seems it was better knight takes f4, but it would just bring a draw. Okay, so instead knight e5, because this is what is happening. Rook takes d4, rook takes f7, and now there is king h6, an inaccuracy. It was better, it seems, king g8. Rook takes b7, knight takes f4, and here it would have been better knight c4, and now there is a triple exclam move. In this position there is a triple exclam. I never saw a triple exclam. But the move is rook b3. It seems to me that exactly this move was not taken into account when black played king h6. Now black comes under a very strong attack. Yeah. Because rook h3, king g5, knight f3. So let's see what happened. Rook d1, king f2, rook d2, king g3, knight c5, ding ding, knight g4, check, king g5, and rook e7. Obviously the problem is you take here, you get checkmated here. So here it says the last difficult move in this game, the mating net around the black king is close. Rook takes g2, king takes g2, knight takes b3, and king g3 again. Study like. White creates a mating net with a minimum of material. King f5 and rook e5 mate. An absolutely phenomenal game. Lev Abramovich Polugayevsky, then at the height of his form, was a very strong chess player, with profound opening knowledge, erudition, tactical talent, and dedication to chess. In this game, we see him equalizing the position in an opening that he knew better than his opponent. Gaining a comfortable game, in reply, Savon posed enormous practical problems by sacrificing his queen. Polugayevsky didn't get confused and defended strongly, just one real mistake, that was king h6. Not wanting to retreat his queen to the 8th rank. Led to a completely unexpected mating final. Bravo, Vladimir Andreevich. Yeah, well, it's really, in fact, a beautiful, beautiful game. And the thing of the sacrifice on f6 was quite difficult to calculate, because you see that there were all these exchanges, And it's true, in 1971 Polugajewski was at the top of his form. I think he qualified for the candidates tournaments in 1974, and I don't know if it was beaten by Spassky, and then Spassky was beaten by Karpov. So clearly a very interesting game, and I'm very happy that it was in this book. I never saw it, so I'm happy that I was learning about this game in this great book. I hope you will enjoy it. There are really a lot of beautiful games, and this one was really special.